Hey everybody, this is Lori again. I wanted to make another video with information about chronic illness. In my case, it's chronic pain around the clock. Excuse me. So I wrote some notes, so please excuse me if I'm looking down a lot. This video is going to talk about how we get treated in general. Whether it's chronic pain like me or somebody has cancer. For example, going to the emergency room. If you're in so much pain, you can't reach your pain management doctor, or you have cancer and you're in a lot of pain and you need something stronger, there should be an easier way to go about it without being judged. Now, I understand that. I talked about that already. You get judged. The doctors are being judged by what they prescribe to their patients because they don't want to lose their medical license. And I don't blame them, you know. I understand they have to abide by certain rules, but I also understand that as patients that have illnesses, chronic illnesses, we deserve pain relief if that's what we need, or if it's something else, anxiety or depression, whatever. I do plan on talking about stuff like that, about mental health. I know it's a taboo and everything, but I think it might be good sometimes to just get it out in the open, you know. It's going to be hard for me to talk about that portion because some people judge, you know, if anybody watches this video. But, you know, I'm being very transparent and honest, and this is very hard for me. That's why it's been 8 to 10 years since I did a video. But I just started writing down notes, and now I have notes everywhere, and so I'm trying to do individual videos, trying to keep them low, because they keep getting high because I keep rambling. So I'm going to try from here on to have like a time limit. I don't know. Sometimes I can't help it because I have information and I just want to spew it out, because like I said many times, before I got my spinal cord stimulator, I had no idea what to expect. Like, I mean, at the hospital they tell you, okay, this and that, and the preparations and all the tests you have to go through to get approved, but they don't really explain a lot about aftercare or how long you can get a shower, or just very minor things. Today I was going to talk about what chronic pain has robbed me of. I know I started out about talking about how we get treated, so I'll just zoom through that real quick and then talk about what chronic pain has robbed me of, and I'm sure many of you. Let's talk about how we get treated, whether it's the ER, insurance claims, insurance companies not wanting to pay for a surgery, etc. Your PCP, a specific specialist. Sometimes people don't take you serious, especially if you're a new patient. No matter how honest and sincere you think you're being, they're looking at you like you want pills, or you know, especially like me. I said it before, on paper, there's nothing wrong with me, except for some arthritis in my back. I do have, my last MRI showed arthritis pretty bad in my low back. So I mean, I was thrilled, even though it's not major, but it attributes to my pain. So that was the first time anything ever showed on an MRI for me in the last 13 years. Sorry. Okay, so overall, I have a really good group of doctors that treat my health. Not just pain management, not just my doctor and his group, because I see the nurses sometimes too. I've been seeing them for so long, and once you build a rapport, you know, with a group of doctors, nurses, it's been so many years. They know me, they know my demeanor, they know if I come in there just like trying not to cry, that I'm hurting pretty bad. So, and I always tell my doctor, if I tell you that I'm stable, then that's all I want. Okay, so I do have a good group of doctors, not just pain management, but also my mental health office. and I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but I suffer from issues related to mental health, and so many other people do. It shouldn't be taboo to talk about it. So I had issues even before I got the stimulator. And obviously, the past 13 years and what I've been through, that affects you tremendously in your mental health. You know, I kind of think it goes hand in hand. Pain, everything's negative about pain, so you think of bad thoughts. So it's taken me a long time, and I still, and I hate to say this, I still feel sorry for myself, and it's mainly because I don't know what's wrong with me. In any event, I have a really good group of doctors in pain management, my mental health office, diabetes, and endo doctor. Yes, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2017. That was the same year I got my stimulator taken out. I had no idea that I had diabetes. I had no idea. And when I went to get the blood work, my numbers were so bad. Like, the doctor that called me about the results, he put me on a bunch of medicine right away. He could not believe that I was living that way, you know, and I had all kind of these symptoms going on, and I couldn't pinpoint where they were coming from. So I was devastated again to be diagnosed with diabetes. However, it runs in my family. My mother, her siblings, her mother, they all had diabetes, so it's a hereditary thing. And I have some stories about diabetes too. That'll be in a different video. But so yeah, I'm under I have a tremendous doctor that helps me with my diabetes, and so she actually took away 2 injecting pens that I was on, you know, for the diabetes, because it's being well controlled now. So I don't want to get into that too much. I'll talk about that in another video. Let's see, and then here's some ideas that I've written down that I want to talk about real quick. This is just like it's just things that I want to cover. So I'll read this real fast, and then I'll be done. Okay, so I want to talk about my attempts to get help from day one, what I went through, who helped me, who didn't. I also want to talk about how we get treated by various people, which I did kind of cover that just now. Mental health, again, should not be taboo. Shouldn't be. I have a lot to talk about that, though. I also am going to talk about medications. Most likely the old ones that I was on, and some currently. But due to privacy reasons, I have to be very careful what I share. So we all, whether you have chronic pain, some illness, cancer, etc., we all feel like we were robbed. That's the word that I use. I feel like I have been robbed of so much from my chronic pain. I'm in pain around the clock, and I always say it dictates my life. It really does. It tells me if I'm going to get out of bed at a certain time or I'm going to sleep. It's never the same thing every day. Well, I know the pain's there. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to be in pain the rest of my life. I just know that. It's been 13 years. Other thing, let's talk about people judging us without even knowing us. You know, the old, oh, you don't look sick. Are you sure you have something wrong? You don't look sick. And how we put on a front and we put on a brave face. Because, for me personally, because I'm embarrassed. I don't want to talk about my pain with just people that I might know casually or even family. I don't want to complain, be a burden. And I just, you know, I shouldn't say I'm embarrassed, but it's the part about being undiagnosed, and people can't believe all the tests and procedures and injections I've had over the years, because it was out of desperation. I'm just trying to get help. So I figured we could talk about people judging us without knowing what we went through, you know. Like, did you read my chart? Did you read it? Do you know everything I've been through? Because I've had doctors that had no idea all the things that I've been through. You know, doctors that aren't my PCP, maybe at an ER, But all my insurance stuff is in all the records are in there. All my records are in there, and I don't know one doctor that read my chart from the old days that knows all the stuff that I went to get to where I'm at now. So we could talk about how we cope with pain. In my case, it's chronic pain, but any illness, coping with illness when you have responsibilities. For me, it's my 3 kids. When I started getting sick in 2010, my kids were 3, 5, and 9. And now they are 18, 16, and 23. And they are amazing, and I love them so much. And they've been here for the whole ride, Despite my pain and being in bed a lot and crying and trying to isolate myself, I tried to be there the best I could, and despite all of that, these kids are amazing. I'm so lucky. What else? Let's see. Let's talk about illnesses that they have affected us in so many ways. Meaning dating. I wanted to talk on this about another video. Dating, how difficult it is for me personally just to go grocery shopping, and it's not that far. But that kind of ties in with my anxiety too. But when you're in so much pain and anxiety, it's a vicious cycle. So, I really want to talk about that. How hard it is today grocery shopping, even going to special events. Or me, my big thing is I'm afraid to plan something because my pain dictates my life. So I can't say, oh, let's take a 3-hour drive and do this or go to here, because I might wake up and be in so much pain that I can barely walk. But most of the time I do force myself, because my body, I know my body. So I know when it had enough. If it had enough, it had enough. So, and it's hard to tell people, like, I gotta go, or, I don't feel good at all, my back hurts. And they're like, well, you're standing here, you look fine, again, but you don't look sick. So those are some of my ideas. I've been writing notes, and I like doing things in chronological order, but I feel like I've been all over the place in these videos. And it's mostly because I have so much. I have so much to share, and I really want to talk to other people or hear your stories. So I don't care about views, but even if 5 people subscribed and shared any of their stories, even if you get migraines, I get migraines. That's the least of my problems, right? It's terrible to say that, but I get migraines. It's still pain. It's still something that you're coping with. That's very difficult. So I do have a lot of ideas and things I kind of want to speak about. But I'm going to go now. I said I would try to do 5 or 6 minute videos. I'm working on it. I'm new here. So thank you very much if you're subscribed. If you think you can learn anything from me, please subscribe. If you don't want to, don't. Just look at the video. Give me feedback. Tell me something you went through, or how you got treated. Whether you had you needed stitches on, a broken foot, and you didn't get treated the way you should have. This channel is not just about me being in pain or having chronic illnesses. It's for everybody. It's for anybody to vent your frustrations, because I've been through life. I'm 45 years old, and my whole 30s were spent being sick. And now I'm 45, and I don't know where the years went by. I'm a single mom of 3 still, but I have my youngest is 16. So in 2 years I'll be an empty nester, and I don't know what I'm going to do. What I need to do is say goodbye and thank you for putting up with my talking, and I appreciate you so much. And if you're in pain watching this and you can relate, or you're shaking your head like, yeah, somebody understands, that's the kind of people that we're going to connect with, Anybody, even if you're not in pain and you went to the ER and they treated you a certain way because you got a sprain, you sprained your ankle and you want something for pain. Like, you know how it is at the ER. There's got to be a lot of you that has experience going to the ER for specific pain, and then they just look down at you. Like, you're there because you're hurting so bad, you don't know what else to do. You know how many times they told me that I'm not an emergency? Like, how that makes you feel? I mean, I do understand what they mean, but when I'm in so much pain that I literally can barely walk, I need relief, you know? So that's it, guys. I promise. Goodbye. Thank you. Subscribe. And I hope you join the journey. Not just my journey, our journey. Everybody's journey. Everybody that participates in this channel. Alright, bye-bye.